Good evening, everybody. This is Professor Bradley Mitchell. And today we're going to be talking about forensic psychology and the term insanity. Yes, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a brief explanation about what insanity is. And so I will turn it over to a mostly accurate lecture.
Live, but mostly recorded, digitized and distributed for your listening and learning pleasure. It's Mostly Accurate Lectures with Professor Mitchell, the series that answers the questions you might not have cared to ask. Professor Mitchell is an associate professor of psychology and behavioral psychologist who specializes in questionable, sarcastic comments and failures to return emails. Sit back, relax, pay attention, and ask yourself, are you ready?
So you're practicing a gorilla dance for Halloween. Really? I thought we were doing the Backstreet Boys.
Well, you boys better get out of here. We just heard that there's an escaped convict from the state hospital. He's been roaming around this area.
Really? I've always wondered. What does that mean? The term insane.
Well, I guess this seems like an incredibly rational place for me to lecture to you about psychology. And a pretty appropriate time, too.
Insanity is a legal term.
Really? I thought it was a psychological issue. Like being super crazy.
Yeah. I thought insane people didn't know what they were doing, so they could kill people and not go to jail.
Dude, you guys did not pay attention in Professor Mitchell's lecture. Insane means that a person who doesn't understand what they did was wrong.
You're correct, Jimmy. In fact, that's the criteria that most states use in determining whether or not someone is insane. It's called the McNaughton rule. And basically, for a person to use the McNaughton rule, they have to be shown that they don't know the difference between right and wrong.
Officer, I've told you before, my name is not Jimmy.
Well, Jimmy, when a person doesn't understand that what they did was wrong, they can be found not guilty by reason of insanity, or NGIR. This doesn't mean they get to go free, but they have to be remanded to this care of a state psychiatric facility.
So, do they still go to jail? I heard that they go to a hospital instead but don't have to go to jail.
Yes, sir. Since they were found not guilty, they don't go to jail. They are remanded to the care of the state and will stay in the psychiatric facility until doctors release them. This takes quite a while because no psychologist or psychiatrist wants to sign that a person is well before they're safe to be in public. I bet you boys forget the other two versions of the insanity defense, don't you? You should have paid attention in class. The other two are the Durham Rule and the ALI, or American Law Institute. ALI is pretty similar to McNaughton, but Durham is very different.
No way. I remember. Durham is the if not for defense. As in, if not for the fact that I had a mental illness, I would not have committed the crime.
So, you are telling me, if not for the fact that I had schizophrenia and hallucinations telling me to commit a crime, I would be not guilty. Wow.
That's insane.
Thanks, officer. That explains a lot.
Does anyone remember why we're talking about this?
Nope. I have no idea. See ya.